What's going on? Why am I looking here? I'm scared.
You should be.
I I am. I'm always scared. That's my secret. That would be a
Oh,
terror.
Jesus.
That'd be terrible, right?
Being always scared?
Yeah, and coming up with god awful openings like that. Oh my lord! Thank God it's Friday, right?
Jesus, we just lost like 3 listeners.
I know, right? All three of our most common. That's it. Kyle
Now we're
made
done.
one last dad joke. It's over.
They're like, damn it.
Divorced. Anyways, let's start this shit. It's Friday. Welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre. That's not a beer, I promise. You'll see on video when it comes back up.
And if it was a beer, so what? Let him live.
I don't know, man. If I legitimately, I mean, yeah, it might be a good reason. Maybe I'm on the swing shift or something. Yeah, you can drink at 9:30 in the morning. But let's face it, most people, including you, would silently judge. No, you would be loud about it.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And if there was a like a mimosa or a screwdriver,
Yeah,
or even
Bloody
like
Mary, something like
Bloody
that.
Mary, something
Yeah.
like that. Those are breakfast drinks, man.
Mhm.
Like get it. I
Yeah,
don't care.
beers start around like 11:30 in a lot of
Yeah.
places for like the lunch beer and the things that we can't do here in the United States of America. Good morning, like I said, welcome
America.
to the Daily Cup of Genre. It's the Daily COG, where you can start your day with us before starting it as part of whatever corporate machine you're in, or maybe the military industrial complex, whichever it is. I'm Kyle Malone, and your other host with me today, as always, is
Manny,
Manny.
or as I'm known in
should
Europe, Manny.
should we? I mean, it's Friday. Can we discuss not necessarily the finer points of Loki, but you think it's safe enough for you and I to kind of discuss the multiverse effect going forward? I think we can to a degree. Let's maybe refrain from some key names for the episode and kind of just look at the broader Marvel multiverse, if you will.
Okay, so
Okay,
so we want to do is not necessarily talk about Loki, but
right, but the effects
Okay.
on the
Yeah.
broader universe that episode had. So yeah, I think we could definitely keep you guys from being spoiled too much, other than saying that the multiverse is for certain now in play. The specifics are still completely unknown as far as how many different universes, things like that. You know, we've talked about Fox properties, Sony properties, and crossovers, and we have
Let's
some
be
hopes, some fears.
let's be real though, Kyle. We spoil our listeners every day.
Sometimes, not
Every
on
day.
purpose. Oh wait, no, we do spoil them in a good way. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like that angle.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like some more?
Yeah, exactly. You guys can show appreciation for all the wonderful entertainment value that we give you, and the good news and valued opinions, by hitting that subscribe button or follow button on YouTube or your favorite podcast app, all for free. Anyways, the reason why is there was a D23 Inside Disney podcast with Feige, and he had some comments about the multiverse, and it's kind of what I wanted to talk about now. Try to get through this. He said, as you indicated, and this is speaking with the podcast folks, as you indicated before we started the recording, the multiverse is coming up in a big way. There's interconnectivity there that people have already started to see and suss out. And I had a meeting this morning with the whole broad Marvel Studios team, going through the multiverse and the rules of the multiverse and exactly how to really deliver on the excitement surrounding the multiverse. He goes on to say, we used to not need a whiteboard because it really was just all in our collective imaginations at the studio. Just before the pandemic, we started going, maybe we need a big whiteboard. And then we all went into our houses. Multiverse is in effect, man. We got a couple really key words there. Interconnectivity. we have the words rules for the multiverse and how to deliver on the excitement surrounding the multiverse.
Okay, first of all, rules with multiverse, they don't go together. Because the moment you want to do something else that's cool,
Oh, you got it. It's a different
it's like
universe.
it's like well, we can't do that. It's like, screw it. It's a multiverse. Oh,
Yep.
okay, that works.
Yep.
Which by the way,
Help
I'm completely fine.
sometimes.
I'm completely
Yeah.
fine with whatever. And so weird thing I was thinking about, because I was, for some reason, I was just staring at that like root like map, was, maybe there's a world where there are no Avengers and the only
Mhm.
heroes are the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And
Or the
maybe,
X-Men.
yeah, or maybe there's a world where Ultron did screw everything up, and
Possibly. I don't know why my dog is barking
all
like that.
all
I'm
that's
sorry, guys.
left are, well, because he thinks he's a better host than you.
She
He's
is.
got his opinions, but I mean, I don't speak dog, so unfortunately. Um, or there's a world maybe where Ultron won, and all that's left are the kids. And I don't know. Well, there's so many things you could do, and it just makes it for cooler storytelling.
Yeah.
And you could do whatever you want. I although it's sometimes messy. There's a lot of times where what they do with the Flash has been super fun. Um,
Yeah.
and and
Like
uh,
on the show.
and
On the show, or are you talking
yeah,
in
on
the?
the,
Okay. Yeah.
well, yeah, well, on the comics too. Well, and
Yeah.
then it's easier to blame him for everything.
Yes. Which has happened.
It's like, and I know this. I'm taking this a little too lightly, but dude, I get it. You miss your mom, but
I
the
know.
universe, man. uh, and then now we're gonna see it also again in the Flash, and we're gonna get Michael Keaton back, which makes it even better. Remember I saw those pictures, man. I was like, oh, goosebumps. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's my Batman. So, um, I think they're gonna. We in Feige we trust, obviously, because
He
he hasn't
hasn't
really let us down.
done anything too bad in the MCU yet.
Some of the movies may not. I mean, you're not gonna make all hits.
No.
It's just that's just reality of it.
I
But
mean, even the Home Run King strikes out every now and then,
that's
every
right.
season, right?
Yeah. Who do you go for in baseball?
Atlanta.
The Braves. You guys lost your best player 2 weeks
I know.
ago. Sorry.
We
Um.
look. At least Atlanta. I know it's a tangent. At least Atlanta is doing what Pittsburgh wouldn't. They went through their rebuild.
I thought you meant win.
No, well, Atlanta actually went through their rebuild. They've made playoffs a couple of times. They took the long road, but Pittsburgh, no, they're acting like fucking Al Davis, rest in peace, and just trying to buy their way back to the Stanley Cup. Anyways, by the
you're
way,
talking about hockey
congratulations,
now.
Montreal,
Wait,
on not burning down. But anywho, go ahead, continue.
you're talking about, okay, because you went from baseball, you went from Marvel to baseball to hockey.
Yep, and back
and
to Marvel.
back to Marvel. Okay.
Welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre.
Somebody needs coffee over there, or a Dr. Pepper.
I got it right here.
Oh, okay. Take a sip or two. I'm just being facetious this morning. Multiverse is gonna be cool, man, and the way they even introduced it was just super fun.
Yeah,
so
it is. I hope everyone that may have turned off Loki at episode 2 or 3. I think it's 3. That wasn't that great. Maybe that was the divisive one on Limitless, I think. Try to go back, guys. Try to go back, especially these last 3 episodes. I know some people were nervous in the last episode, but the payoffs were really good. I of course am focused on that word interconnectivity, interconnectivity, very closely followed by rules, and those both feed into that last term that I brought up, excitement surrounding the multiverse. That's why I picked those three out, because interconnectivity, we automatically reach towards the lowest of low hanging fruits, Deadpool and Korg. Boom, 20th Century, former Fox, and Marvel were working together, both under their parent umbrella of Disney. You then think about, oh well, we've heard rumors and discussions about Jackman and even Patrick Stewart and others mentioned it, the Evan Peters thing with WandaVision. So you look there and you're like, okay, Kyle's against bringing in anybody except for the Deadpool characters.
There you are.
And it's just really because I look, there are good things from several of the X-Men films, and while overall I'm not the biggest fan of them today, I will definitely say they are the first two are amazing for when they came out and for what they are. Definitely a top tier superhero film in the vein of superhero films that they are in. But at the same time, they don't hold up as well. They don't fit this MCU as well. And got it, it's multiverse, but we're gonna see everyone start playing by that second rule word, rules. The MCU rules, which is, yeah, sure, we can do all this craziness, but we got to have a purpose for it. It's got to feed this. It's got to feed that. And the bigger a project gets, the more eyes that are on it, because the more money being pumped into it. And then you get those people at the very top that start looking at the sheets and go, we're investing what? Let me go down to set. Let me get some dailies sent my way. Let me talk to the producers, and you start getting the good idea fairy. And that's what we called your battalion and brigade staff that would come to, like, I was an engineer in the Army, for those that might not know us too well. And you would get these senior officers at battalion, brigade level, sometimes even at garrison division, and they come in there and they're like, oh yeah, this dining facility project you're doing, it would be really cool if we did like this curved sidewalk right here, so we could put like this division, and you're like, oh my god, do you not all of that costs more money, more time, manpower. I had to change my whole project plan to add some good idea fairy, right? So that's one of the things that kind of worries me, because Feige's had people leave for creative differences. You think Jenkins and Wright on what was Jenkins gonna do originally? Thor. She was gonna do one of the Thor movies. I think Dark World. Or maybe it was anyways.
She should have done that.
And then Wright was gonna do Ant-Man, Edgar Wright. And so we know that there are times where Marvel's immovable. They're going to say, no, we want the story to do this. Derrickson's one of those that we think of. His vision didn't mesh, and he's using some of that vision in a different project. What do you think, man? Do you see that other edge being sharper than the good side that'll cut through all the BS? Like, could we get cut on the return?
Well, Patty Jenkins left because of creative differences, as far as she thought that Marvel had too much control of the film, and she didn't want to be blamed for the failure that was going to be Thor 2. And she was right. Absolutely right. And if there's one thing that I do enjoy about DC, is allowing their directors, as of late, not not early on, to create their own visions. I thought Shazam was done very well. We'll see. Apparently, Suicide Squad is very, very good.
Yep.
But I'm not going to hold my breath to that until the early reactions are always usually the same.
Yeah.
So it's almost, you're always kind of supposed to say that. But I think there's a lot of bits and pieces you can pull out from the Fox universes. I actually, you know what? As I'm trying to put together my argument, I'm trying to pull out names, and I went, no replaceable.
See, that's the key for the X-Men. It's like, if you pull too many from different areas, then you kind of ruin the arc that makes X-Men, dealing with the
right.
prejudice and certain relationships, long-term relationships and stuff. So
because I would want to see a better version of, like, Apocalypse, for example. Mm-hmm. I'd want to see a new Fantastic Four team that has nothing to do with the latest one we saw. and I know that like I know everyone's favorite thing the fan cast is Krasinski and Emily
Yeah,
Blunt,
Blunt.
which
I
is
don't want it just because how many people want it. I'm going
shut up,
full
Kyle.
90s skater poser punk rebel in with the out crowd type stand
can you
here.
go to your corner and listen to your ska music and leave us alone?
Yes, I
Um
absolutely can go jam out to my Desmond Decker and Operation Ivy. Sure, 100%, no problem. Bye.
you know what's funny is I always make fun of you for things that you like, which are things that I also like,
I
but
know,
I
I
make
know.
it sound like I don't like things.
You know, and we'll get back to the X-Men point you were just saying about people being replaceable. But when Nick and I first started the Marvel Multiverse Mondays, now Marvel Multiverse Mayhem. Thank you guys for checking that out. Our spoiler-filled Loki review went up yesterday, but I started doing it earlier this year or late last year, whenever it was, and I was trying to play a bit. I was trying to be like that guy, the smug guy on the podcast, and it apparently rubbed a few people the wrong way. And it's like you guys realize some of these, like you have to you have those that do just a straight informative type podcast. You have those that are just entertainment, and then you have us that kind of blend entertainment and news and opinion, and hopefully with proper context for y'all. I was just like, man, it's all right to play characters for entertainment. Like, I wanted you guys to maybe not like me, but I didn't want you guys to like be thinking I was like bad or something. Like, gee,
No, you guys are all right.
whatever.
Kyle is a terrible person.
I am horrible.
It's all right.
Anyways,
Just ask the Scotsman from our channel.
poor
um,
Cam.
I saved by the way on our Slack the day that you said, hey, can you edit this for me, and he violently responded to you, and I knew he was joking,
Yeah.
but the way that
so funny.
but the way that the chat is, it looks like he was being serious.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is gold for later.
That was a good one.
So back to your original point. I do think waffles are better than pancakes. They hold syrup a whole lot better.
We were on X-Men from the past films that are replaceable that you were thinking might not be, but you said are.
High five for you, because sometimes you're like, I forgot where we were. So air five. Yeah. Nah, I just redo it all. Because I was really trying to play devil's advocate and be like, yeah, this and this, and maybe I was like, no, because they kind of tried that, and it didn't work out. So just bring back Wolverine and Deadpool and Colossus, and we're good.
Except for that first name, sure. We don't need Jackman. I'm sorry, guys, we don't.
Everything needs Hugh Jackman.
No.
Everything.
I need to go with the. I'll have to look it up because I can't remember that many lines of it. But the Dr. Cox Hugh Jackman rants, like I can bring those up right now. Oh, I was like,
those are gold, man.
I love JD's react, but he's Wolverine.
He's Wolverine. He's the Greatest Showman. He's in Les Miserables.
Christine didn't like Greatest Showman.
Steel, Real Steel.
That was okay. Hey, I'm not.
I thought that was gonna be
Jackman.
bad too.
I'm against.
It sounds like you are
as
Logan.
Wolverine. Today, I'm not against him being there. In the past.
He's the shitty superintendent. That was actually a pretty good movie. Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the guy. I'm not Dr. Cox. I just don't care for. We had 3 Wolverine films, and then got 2 Wolverine films, and then we got a partial Wolverine film after 1 non-Wolverine film, and then we got a couple of more non-Wolverine films before we got another Wolverine film. You see, that's what I get at. That's why I'm against it. It's just that we've already done essentially 7 movies with a major focus on him, 2 or 3 more that he either cameoed or had a bit part in. I don't care to do it again. Not with Jackman. I would love to actually get a whole X-Men movie or 2, whether or show even with X-Force or X Factor included in that equation, without Wolverine. Get us some of the X-Men we haven't seen yet or haven't seen good. Gambit.
All of them? Well, most of them.
Gambit, Jubilee. Give us a beast that stays beast. Like Kelsey Grammer was actually great for the Blue Beast character.
I like
voice and dialect. What is his name again?
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, dude is fine as him, but he's not as good in my mind as what Grant, because Grammer really channeled the 90s cartoon. But Holt in The Great, where he's playing the Russian king or whatever, czar, whatever, the emperor, and it's about Catherine the Great. That is such a cool, funny show, and Nicholas Hoult is amazing in it, dude. It is so, it's dark humor. That show is dark humor incarnate. It is amazing. Love it. I can't wait for more.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing now little bits and pieces of some of these other worlds in Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is probably going to be a very important movie.
Yeah, so is Spider-Man No Way Home.
I don't think that's going to be a very important movie.
No,
it's going to be.
I don't think it's going to change. I think it'll give us the rules that he's talking about. So that's our primer. That's the Doctor Strange primer. That's how it all works, and you know why. And fuck the Scotsman, because I didn't even need him to say it, but I'm just angry that he did. But he pretty much confirmed some of the stuff that I was complaining about to him, and he's and after recording the Cantina, which you guys can find later on today on the Genreverse podcast network and the LRM YouTube channel. Yeah, man, that just ticked me off. But there's going to be some pretty massive things that lead right into Multiverse of Madness, which there's where your biggest game changers happen.
Like, here's what I'm really worried about, because of the fact that we're probably not going to see Spider-Man for a little bit in the MCU.
Coming to terms with what I think is going to happen.
No, I'm not.
Bullshit. I'm right.
No, you're not.
They're taking him for a break.
I just think that Marvel Studios was like, good, we did what we wanted to do with him, and we set him up in our universe, and we're able to make rides and everything, whatever, and sell merch. Yeah, you can go do whatever you want now. We'll call you when we need you. Seriously, that's how I feel.
I don't think Disney.
Do you think? After showcasing him all these times, especially and with Tony Stark, given the Iron Suit and everything, do you think really that they're worried about it when they can look behind their shoulders and they have X-Men, Fantastic Four?
They're not worried about it. But does that
Miss
mean
Marvel?
Does that mean that they think that they can easily do another collab, or that they could easily? Yeah. No, I don't. No, given what Feige said earlier this week, or at least we reported on it about the where he was scared. It was about a month or so where he really didn't know, and he brought up how it took 3. He drops 3 names from or two from Disney, 1 from Marvel, and then drops 1 executive's name, Rotham, I think it was. And then, like I said, you can connect the dots with Tony. I think it's Rotham again, and Tony Vinciquera. I think it's his name, and you can easily see. And look, I do blame Amy Pascal for a lot of things, and anyone that's dug through those Sony emails knows she deserves a lot of question on her character. a lot of question on her business choices even. However, we all know that executives, just like I pointed out earlier with the idea that the MCU could get so big that Disney stops trusting Feige. You know what I'm saying? Where the Bobs, because while Chapek's taking over, Iger's not leaving. Where the Bobs are up Marvel's ass. That's a possibility, because you could have the chair, the council of Mouse, or whatever we call them, and it could get really messy. So it's like, sure, I will not necessarily lay it on Amy here, because Kevin himself says for him and Amy, it's not about the money. I'll say it. She's a shitty storyteller in my opinion, but maybe she loves her shitty stories. Okay, but the others, Rotham and Vince Cara, oh, we got the Marvel handbook. We could do it too. No, you guys can't. If you could, you would have made a shit ton of fucking money here in the United States with Venom, not relying on the foreign market. Anyways, I think we should take a word from our sponsors over at Grow Generation real quick, and allow me to calm down. So yeah, let's hear from the Scotsman.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
You know, my absolute dream reboot reimagining project is this old 80s film with Howie Mandel and the Savage Brothers, Fred and Ben, called Little Monsters, and I've had some legit story ideas for it, and while I would love to do that, I have this horrible fear that the chance that I get to do it, somehow, some way, the rights are going to have been purchased at the last moment by Sony. They're going to find out and be like, nope. They probably got a list.
All right, tinfoil hat guy. Sony's watching you right now.
They are, because it seems like every time I say don't do something, they do it. So the only logic, since the universe revolves around Kyle Malone, is that Sony is paying attention. My opinion matters that much.
I've proven to you that Disney's watching me.
Yes, you have. Because they keep giving us those amazing interviews, man, with groups and properties that
sometimes we're a little opinionated.
Which is it's great though, because it shows two things. It shows, one, that the broader scope of entertainment isn't necessarily this monolith, and I don't mean in any particular way, just a monolithic thing, because here we are, you and I kind of go against the grain often, and we get respectable, amazing A-class talent on here to discuss things that, geez, man, others slobber all over, and they get the same, hey, you got 5 minutes. So it's like, what was it like working with Robert Downey Jr.? What was it like working with Scarlett Johansson? While LRM Online gets 15-20 minutes to talk with someone big in a project or on a project about that project, the process, their art, their editing skills, their horror stories, and the director's chair. It's great, dude. I dig it.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think that one of the best things about this is to be for example, I had issues with Taskmaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got 10 minutes with the actors and we got to talk about it. Like, who else can do that? So we're pretty cool, man. We don't
not like, I mean,
there's no, but let's be real. There's other places, and I've seen it also in they make fun of it actually in a film that I just covered, which I'll be dropping an interview for with the director and the lead actor, called Film Fest,
Mm-hmm.
where there's these like podcasters, filmmakers that are just ripping people's films, but on the day of their premiere, it's like, oh my god, it was such a wonderful film. It was my favorite thing. I love it. And then like you start realizing that like how fake a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It happens. I mean, what are I get onto it more because I see it most in the Star Wars fandom, because that was unfortunately a big topic last year, following the Gina Carano firing a lot of commentators, YouTubers, content. I don't know, guys. Your Doomcock Overlord DVD, whatever the fuck. Your Justin's lost in space, or Justin is lost. Yeah. Your and then you got some people that take the outrage thing and admittedly say, look, dude, I'm being entertaining. I found a niche. Like, this is paying the bills. And yeah, these are legit opinions of mine, but this is a combination of, commentary and entertainment. And that's like your guy, like the Quarterly. But then you have people that bridge the gap and weave in between them, and I'm not going to necessarily drop their names because they are sometimes on that negative side and sometimes on that potentially positive side of it, right? To where you take that outrage thing and you're adding entertainment and putting something of value, not just giving, either selling lies or just giving outrage. So bravo to people like the Quarterly that do that, and fuck it, the other people that I named.
It's because I honestly feel like there's a responsibility towards our opinions, even with that, because how can you? It's okay to like things that are bad,
yeah,
because sometimes they're fun. I think my favorite thing that is bad that I love is Mars Attacks. Like this is such a stupid movie, but I love it. I love it so much.
Awesome. From the beginning to the dog bodies for Brosnan and Parker, and the way the aliens get defeated. Oh,
but you know, you have to. So do you want to know something shitty about that? It's my dad. I think I was 8, 1996. My dad took me to see that in theaters, and yeah, it fucked me up for about 3 months, and then I loved it. But yeah, just so you can recognize that it's not good,
yeah,
but it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some people who cannot differentiate the two. For example, my favorite Batman movie is Batman Returns for nostalgic purposes, and because Michael Keaton's my Batman was the first one, whatever.
And he kills a clown with a bomb.
He absolutely does.
Dude's
he also
dead.
pulls a sword out of a dude who's probably dead also.
Dead, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. He also kills a bunch of penguins.
And penguins, that's my animal, man.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, that was Penguin's fault. But he strapped rockets to rockets. Rockets.
That wouldn't stay out of my hand. I don't know why I'm talking to my wife off screen. I grabbed that, walked back upstairs, was like, damn it, where did this come from? Let's go get this. And then I brought all of it up. Whatever. It wanted to be up here.
Use your imagination, whatever it is.
She is not my imagination.
No, I said because you're being very vague about what you're grabbing. So I said no, too far. You're not, now you're making things up. Listeners, make up whatever you'd like that he was grabbing, and I'll be okay with it.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah. So, but for me, I think the best Batman movie made entirely was probably The Dark Knight, as a whole, which is fine. And actually, that's probably my second favorite one. But what I'm saying, it's still not my favorite. It's not my favorite one, but I can differentiate the two. Some people just want to watch the world burn and love everything,
Yeah.
especially if you have a podcast or something. I mean, hell, let's be honest. If you have a podcast, you can do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
But we feel like if something's not good, we're gonna say it's not good.
Yeah.
We don't need to always appease overlords because these are our opinions, and as we have proven, even with our opinions, we still get certain opportunities thanks to honesty. I think.
No,
one of these days, the
agree.
hand that feeds me is gonna smack me down,
Well,
and I'm gonna go, "Ow."
it's like when I get upset with Sony, it's very clear when I become hyperbolic. I don't know if the word changes based on context, but my use of hyperbole goes up. I exaggerate a lot, right? But it's clear. I always make clear of where, like I just said, I pointed out to specific words said by specific people tied to specific events that are all public record, right? And I can then take that and I say, this is why I have these very strong feelings about Sony doing a B, or C. And that's different than saying, I found an audience that, and like I said, I got into the Star Wars group mostly because they got huge, and it was just the amount of disinformation they were feeding their audience through the pandemic and the Coronavirus stuff. It was getting ridiculous. Now, some of them worse than others, and some I said I wouldn't even name because I've seen them do a lot of good, and I've seen them do some stupid shit. So I'll leave them. People know probably based on who I left out who those are. But at the same time, I know others that exist in other fandoms, Ghostbusters and anime and specific anime. I mean, and Marvel and DC and I again, we're not really. I don't want to say it's to our own horns. I just say I appreciate the work that the writers do, that the other podcasters over at Breaking Geek and all the individual shows have done. The interview team, Nancy, Gig, yourself. You guys are killing it out there, man. And all the listeners, thank you guys for supporting us and supporting them. And, dude, definitely share us, subscribe, follow on social media, and hopefully we can get more for you. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Like, the outrage stuff will still be there, but it's cool that there's some responsibility being filled. Where traditional websites and blogs like Kotaku and IGN to name a few that have had recent issues, it's kind of cool to see something different.
Also, I just want to add, Cam, I appreciate you, even though Kyle may not.
I said the writers.
You said the writers, but Cam specifically, I appreciate you.
Well, didn't we say the Scotsman? The Scott? That's good. He's Scottish. Does he really matter that much? I don't. We're messing around. We all.
What was it? Was he a Tottenham fan? I think he was. No, or a Rangers fan. Forgot. I was about to start judging him based on a soccer team.
I don't pay attention to soccer. It's not that.
It's because you are terrible. You're a terrible person.
How am I? Look.
One of the greatest shows on television is about to drop. Okay. Next week. July 23rd.
This is where I'm gonna have to listen to you talk about Ted Lasso.
Oh, dude, yes, Ted Lasso is one of the greatest things ever.
It was a very funny commercial.
Jason Sudeikis
is a very funny guy.
Is great, and that show is all good feels, and hopefully it can bring some soccer into your life.
Lucas actually kind of got into kicking a soccer ball around at the park. And that was fun. And then he stopped, and I was like kind of excited that he might have found like a physical extracurricular to get into, but no. Nope.
It'll come.
Anyways, how is Apple TV doing, man? Like,
Well, here's
I
the
don't
thing.
hear anything except the morning show and Ted Lasso. Like, that's it. I don't know anything else.
I don't even know if they care that much about how their shows are doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be honest with you, man. They have some really good stuff on there. The only one that I really couldn't get into was the one with Jason Momoa, C, because they're all blind.
Mm.
I don't know. I just it was a little slow. They have M. Night Shyamalan's Servant. The first season is phenomenal. Second season kind of goes off the rails a little bit.
I did want to see that. I just didn't.
And especially if you're a foodie, you'll really appreciate the first season. Like the way that the cinematography and showing how some dishes are being made is very, very well done. Kind of creepy and everything. And it's done very well.
Like horror food porn.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit, but it's just, it's good. I really the first season of Servant I will highly recommend for you. The second season you're on your own. If Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, he has a documentary called Long Way Up, where they take electric bikes and ride them all the way from the tip of South America all the way to Los Angeles.
Isn't that the one he did with some friend or cousin?
That
or
is really good, man. Maybe I just like Ewan McGregor too much, but whatever. That works. And then after Ted Lasso, the second best show on Apple TV is Mythic Quest. Which is kind of like The Office of without those like interviews that they do of game developers. So it focuses on a company that develops like a kind of like a what's that game all those kids like playing? I feel old now.
What, Fortnite? I don't know.
Fortnite, yeah. But it's a little bit more of a like a medieval type game, but it's kind of the same ideas. Like in season 2, one of the episodes was they were fighting over whether to add Battle Royale or not. And the developer wants it, the creators don't want it, but Montreal wants it, and the executives do, and it's
what I was just talking about earlier.
Yeah, it's about their struggle and all the funny things that can happen in like a game gameplays. That show is super fun. I love that show, and Jammer does too. I saw that he posted about it. And then the best movie that they've actually dropped is not Cherry. That one's not good. They Justin Timberlake has a film called Palmer on there. Dude, I was balling at the end of it. Absolute balling. So he gets out of jail and comes back home. No, this is not Standing Tall, by the way. A Walking Tall. And he befriends a little boy who likes certain things that necessarily sometimes boys aren't supposed to like. But there's nothing wrong with him at all. He's such a cute kid. I love him. And it's about their relationship and the shitty mom that he has. And it's just by the end of it, dude, I was balling, man. Super well done movie. I think Justin Timberlake should do a couple more movies, man. I really liked him also in like Alpha Dog. I thought he was good in that way back in the day.
It was all right.
That was like his first movie.
Yeah, and he had that little bit part of in Black Snake Moan where he proved that he wasn't a complete tool for the first time. I think maybe had a couple of good moments before then. I don't remember, but yeah,
man. Just those things alone, and then obviously you mentioned the morning show. The morning show is phenomenal.
That's what I heard. But again, it's not exactly in my wheelhouse.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Something that might be in your wheelhouse For Mankind. That one might be in your wheelhouse, and you might just be mad from the start though.
With the moon.
Yes. So
dramatization or something of the moon landing.
Okay, yeah, but they twist it.
Okay.
Russia gets there first.
Oh, so it's alternative history.
Yeah. Russia gets there first. and I think
Ow, cat. Sorry, guys, my cat just jumped onto my lap with her claws. Sorry.
the love of cat. I know that pain.
Sorry for your ears. Go ahead. Ow.
So I want you to explain something to me because I am also a cat lover. Why do we have cats?
I have no idea. I'm questioning that right now very much.
So my girlfriend's cat, who I have obviously adopted. Her name is Impala. Also, we call her Meow, Demon, Bitch, and
That
every
works.
name in between because she's absolutely evil. Runs the house, but
Of
we just
course.
don't know it. There's a stool. There's a stool in the living room where you kind of put your feet up, whatever, off the couch. If anyone's on that, she will come and mess you up till your feet are down.
When you look at things in history of cats and humans compared to other domestic animals, and you look to certain genetic traits and things we see in domestic animals like dogs, sheep, cow, things like that versus the house cat, they are just now hitting early domestication. They're socialized animals. Evolutionary wise, cats are just now being domesticated, starting to see certain markers or that's what a study a few years ago was saying. I was reading up on it not too long ago, that Netflix show Cat People, I think, hit, and just kind of got me on a YouTube kick for a minute on cat facts and information. Most of it I already know, of course, but that was one of those things I've always been a proponent of, and she drew blood, damn cat. That cats are social, and if those fuckers grew thumbs, we're done. That's it. Game over, man. Game over. Like, you remember Wing Commander?
Yeah.
The kill Rathy? 100%. Kill Wrath. That's what we'll have. Cats with thumbs is the end of existence. That's that Futurama episode where the cats come over and take over Earth, and with a giant ball of yarn in the core. Crazy show. I love that show.
So speaking of cats, I'm gonna switch it over to a more dominant animal, and because this is for me,
I'm the alpha male.
This is for me the video of the week, man. And it is you obviously know who John Oliver is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he has that show last week tonight. If you go on YouTube, after you check out all our videos, he has a 9-minute video on octopuses. That's it. He's just there talking 9 minutes about how octopuses are the coolest animals. And he's not wrong. Absolutely not wrong.
I always liked the display there at the Monterey Bay Aquarium with the sorry, I almost knocked over my camera.
With the ass?
With the
what?
I always liked the area, the display, whatever word I used, at the Monterey Bay Aquarium when they had an octopus there, like when it would go in and out of a glass bottle and things like that, was like a thing that I can remember, and they are cool animals.
They still have octopuses there.
There were when I was a kid.
No, I said they still do.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I thought you were questioning me. Like,
no.
Don't question me.
No, I'm not questioning your knowledge of Monterey Bay Aquarium 40 years ago. You know.
Oh my god. Tried just 24 years ago, bitch.
Okay, fine. 32 years ago.
God, you just want it. I'm gonna end the show, man. Now, what else?
Apparently, your cat ended the show.
I know she did. Completely derailed. No one's listening to
Are you
this
all right,
anyways. No, it hurt, man. Like,
I know.
would you-
Cat calls are the absolute worst.
Ah, dude, like I'm not gonna get down the cat rabbit hole with
Okay, whatever
everyone.
you do not go kick it now afterwards.
I'm not gonna kick the cat. Oh. I'll kick you. I won't kick my cat.
Catch me first.
Now that's true. That I can't do. But I'll tell you what's cool. I like that tweet you retweeted at me yesterday about Antonio Banderas and
dude.
Zorro, dude. Like people let's join together everyone and like this needs to happen. Like we need Antonio Banderas to play old Zorro in the Anthony Hopkins role and do the old one and with a new cast, like just oh god.
Yeah, Brian Duffield, he just did last year that a film called Spontaneous with Catherine Langford, and so yeah, I follow him on Twitter because I interviewed him for it, and yeah, I saw this gem. How is there not a Zorro reboot with Banderas and Hopkins role? Come on, people. And I'm like, well, Hopkins died, so but I see what he's saying.
Yes,
and now Antonio Banderas
is passing to a new Zorro.
Train the new Zorro, and I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And I do think that Zorro could either be a male or a female.
Yeah,
I do think. I had spoken with an actress from the sci-fi television series Van Helsing, and that's one of the, like, we're talking, because she's been on a couple of different also CW shows where she made cameo appearances of certain actors and actresses, and she was saying that the role she would want to play is Zorro. Yeah. That's a female version of Zorro, and I'm like, you know what? That would work. That would. Her name is Jennifer Chelon Garcia. You can check out that interview also on our site. I'm gonna plug away.
Yeah. Do you remember if they ever kind of aged Zorro in Mask of Zorro? I don't think they gave him. He's supposed to be like just a young guy. Banderas at that point, he's just like maybe like in his 20s. So let's say he's in his 20s. So if the movie took place in 1821, say 40 years later, so the 1860s to start the next film, I mean, you're looking at the end of the American-Mexican War. You're looking at Texas independence era. You're looking at the start of the American Civil War. And there's a lot of different things just right there in the 1860s to bring the movie up some, and that's what we would like, because what we're lobbying for with Banderas being in that Hopkins role, where Hopkins was the first Zorro and then Banderas is getting the torch and now he'll pass it down, is what we want. So yeah, 1860s works. Do you kind of fear them just doing a complete reboot into drastically alternative history and really removed from everything that's Zorro, except it's 1800s and go ahead.
No, actually, what I'm going to be honest with you, I'm afraid that they're going to devalue the property and turn it into like a Netflix movie or something that's going to be on like Hulu or something like a streaming service instead of that
maybe doing a show instead of a movie. I
think they still make a movie.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Because it was a show. They have a black and white show that they did way back when.
Yeah, that's kind of besides the comic. That's kind of what
that can work too. The Adventures of Zorro would be fun, but it almost has to be a feature film, because I think something that made that movie really good, sequel not so much, was the soundtrack. It was a beautiful soundtrack that accompanied Zorro. It almost had like that theme park kind of Universal Studios kind of feel, where the music just really puts you in the scenes, and with the Spanish, the flamenco.
Yep.
And I thought it was very, very well done. I mean, you still have, we just saw them both in the one screen. You still have Salma Hayek, and you still have Antonio Banderas alive and kicking well. And Jesus, man, I could hear that man talk all day with his Spanish accent. You know how he is with he's also Puss in Boots, by the way, if you guys are all interested. Their best movie though is still Desperado.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Thank you, Rob Rodriguez, for existing.
Seriously. Yeah. He made one of the best.
Thank you, Tarantino, for existing and kind of, definitely showing some inspiration to Mr.
He made one of the best Mandalorian episodes.
Yes.
The best action we've seen in a very long time when it comes to Stormtroopers. So
1000%.
Because when I was watching it, I remember going, that action looks strangely familiar. Like just the way I was like, that's not a Disney person per se. And then the credits rolled up. Robert Rodriguez. I was like, oh, okay. This makes so much sense. And then I got even more excited than I watched the episode again.
I remember because I didn't catch El Mariachi when it first came out. I caught it after Desperado, right? And then of course getting the last Once Upon a Time in Mexico, getting to that when it came out, there right around high school, maybe after I got out, right around there. Anyways, I remember always thinking like Rodriguez took everything that Tarantino couldn't do with his action bits and just upped them from what I could see from my perspective on it. That's what it was like. It was like, man, this is like, a Reservoir Dogs type film with all the great dialogue and the artsy stuff, but this action and this feel, this take on that's what's missing it in movies like Desperado and the whole Desperado trilogy. It's so cool to see guys like Rodriguez that can do something like all of that, the Desperado trilogy, do something like Boba Fett, and then the common audience person might not know that guy's also responsible for the Spy Kids and Shark Boy and Lava Girl in his backyard freaking movie studio.
So I mean,
because his kids wanted to make a movie.
Yeah, that speaks to the talent of him, man. Because
I love it.
Do you know some of the lore of El Mariachi?
Some of the stuff that it's like legitimately based on, like things that he
no,
like
the production.
Okay, no.
It's
not familiar with production.
He was given $7,000 to make the movie.
Yes, and that got him on that El Rey channel he had or tried to start or maybe still has on satellite.
The other money came from him winning at film festivals, prize money.
I do know that part.
He shot it all using a 16mm camera, and it was all, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was just one pass through that they had to do because they had no money.
Yeah.
Amateur actors. And it was supposed to be a Mexican home video, like something just for Mexico. And no, Columbia Pictures was like,
we'll take that.
Nah, we'll go ahead and take this here. And eventually it led to Desperado, and then Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Yep. So and it gave us just one of the Antonio Banderas' best films with Desperado. But like you're saying, the genius of what is Robert Rodriguez, where he can go from a Desperado to Spy Kids to Sin City to
even his collaborative stuff with I brought up Tarantino with he did Planet Terror, right?
Yes.
Tarantino did Death Proof, right? Or maybe it's switch. Either way, both are good and fun. But yeah, he's great, man. That's not only talent, but like I said, he's able to come out and do something more big budget like a Sin City, which he still got to throw in his Rodriguez-ness is in it. But he can also still be like, I do good enough with my job and investments that, you know, I'm going to make this ridiculous film my kids want to make. Oh, it took off. That's cool. I'll take that cash.
Well, it happened with a mariachi, and then it happened with Spy Kids. So
yeah,
obviously he has a good eye for different types. And I bet that when he's making it, he's asking his kids, "Should we do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's put this and let's do that." And it's like, "Yeah, let's do that too then." And the next thing you know, it's like, "Oh shoot, that's actually pretty good." Dude, I remember how hyped we were when we went to go see Shark Girl and Lava Girl, or Spy Kids 3D. Because that was very early on when they were still doing the 2-color lenses and everything.
Yeah.
And it was all hype, dude. So yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah, indeed. And kudos to us for getting through another week here on the Daily Cup of Genre, the Daily COG. Thank you guys all for joining us this week. It's been a lot of fun. Definitely check out the website, lrmonline.com, every day for all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. Our YouTube channel, guys, all of the interviews from A-list celebrities, creators, directors, writers, comic books, you name it. If it's in geek and pop culture, they're talking to LRM, and it's on that YouTube channel. And so are all of our podcasts, such as this show, Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, the Cantina, Breaking Geek Radio. All of those are available on YouTube, but also available on LRM's Genreverse Podcast Network, wherever you get your podcast from. I'll get through it, I promise. And please follow, subscribe, and share with some friends and family. Help us get some money from the overlords to get you guys even more grade A content. Manny, I was going to say plug thyself, but I stopped myself from saying it without the context of, hey, I realized it would have been a great joke. But yeah, go ahead, man. Talk about your what you got going on.
So I don't have too much going on, but Giving Nancy for the release of Escape Room Tournament of Champions. They have several interviews with the cast. So you can go to our YouTube and actually our site. A lot of those are already up in both places. Also, like I mentioned earlier, I had that interview with Olga Kurilenko, who is Taskmaster. She tells us what she hopes to see from the character in the future, where she thinks she's gonna end up, or Antonio's gonna end up. And then also today, with also the release of Space Jam: A New Legacy, I got to sit down with Bugs and Lola Bunny in one of the strangest interviews I've ever done.
It was very fun though. I highly suggest checking it out.
So
just for entertainment value alone.
that's all as far as entertainment value. But make sure you check those out. I mean, this weekend in theaters, there's so much you can actually check out. You can check out Space Jam: A New Legacy, which if you don't want to go watch it in theaters, watch it on HBO Max. Escape Room Tournament of Champions, that's another one, also out. As we progress through, we're going ahead and getting more movies into the theaters, and things are gonna get better, guys. And be safe. And if your county just said to wear a mask indoors, then wear a mask indoors and be good and safe. Yeah, yeah, that's it. I don't know why you have to pull it up. Oh my god!
Because it's just this is what you get here at LRM.
Just imagine
genre. You get this, and then you'll have all this great reporting going on, and additional interviews that are more. Well, we got ads there, but other interviews that'll be more professional looking. But yeah, man, I love it.
Yeah, no, actually, I did not expect to. Yeah, I thought people were going to be just weirded out by it, but I've actually gotten positive responses from it, which made me feel a lot better, because I had no idea exactly what was going on when they offered it to me, and it wasn't until I was there that I was like, oh, I'm talking to the Six Flags characters. Okay, let's make this work. I got it.
we got this. All right, Manny. You guys that are watching on YouTube can see the social media information down below. For those that can't, I'm at that Kyle Malone on Twitter. He's at LRM_Emmanuel on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for listening this week. We'll talk to you on Monday.